Welcome to the Code L Radio Show,
where we seek to cover all media.
This is Tom Nielsen.
And the Brothers Perry.
I'm Zach.
Hi there.
And we like to make noise. And it just so happens to be Halloween.
Have a happy one out there. Now, David, you know, it's still Halloween. It's getting a little later in the night. Did you have a good one? Was this one of the better?
The first one.
This isn't your first one.
My favorite part.
The first part was your favorite part?
Yep.
What, the first part of the day?
Yep.
What was that, sleeping?
No.
David getting up and it being Halloween, that was a good start.
Wait.
That was a good start. Say, David, do you have any good scares today, David?
I was scared so now every day.
You were out there manning the candy. Did you scare some kids? I mean, like, I had the devil hands on you at the one point. A bunch of little princess girls came up. They weren't too... It took a minute for them to walk up, man. I mean...
Baby, you scaring some kids?
Menacing.
You better wipe it.
Yeah.
You better wipe your mouth.
David has a hidden talent for fear-inducing.
Hey, don't say
Which is
that.
very useful on All Hallows Eve.
Hey, a witch.
We have two people we're interviewing today. One Beth Serpico and Sean Glaze.
And we are very excited about these two.
First up, Sean will be interviewed by David. He is an animator working on his first pilot with Adult Swim called Fisthead. He has done storyboard work and is a writer for Cartoon Network's regular show. And works on a lot of different things. He's going to be talking to us mainly about his major fandom of Digiskulls. Great, you know.
Great conversation.
Great conversation for Halloween. It's to be looked forward to.
And also we have Bethany Serpico on the latter end of our program. She is a freelance special effects makeup artist who was featured on the sci-fi reality show Face Off back in 2013. Great makeup effects artist. And the interesting fact about both of our interviewees on this inaugural program is that they are both Delaware County natives. Pretty freaking cool, if you ask me.
Pretty good.
Pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Pretty cool. Delco pride for sure.
So, David, will you introduce Sean Glaze?
We're Sean Glaze. Digiskulls.
Digiskulls. That's right. It's what I'm all about. It's my best thing that I made so far yet.
What are they?
Digiskulls are they're the coolest possible digital skull that you can imagine that you'd be. When you die, your skull is uploaded into the Digiverse, and you become the coolest skull that you could even think of. And that's what the afterlife is. That's what I believe in. So Digiskulls are real, and when we draw pictures of them, we're just drawing fan art of our favorite skulls that we can imagine that they're real to us.
Can I be one?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, anybody can be a digital skull, and what happens is anybody can ask us to make them it's called a skull sona, which is basically what you'd imagine you would look like as a Digiskull, and to do that, usually what we do is we ask you what would be your Digiskull name, and then what would be 3 of your Digiskull abilities. And then you tell us that, and then we can make your Digiskull, like who you would be as a Digiskull for you, or you can draw your own and you can post it on our blog.
Well, David, what kind of name do you think you would have as a Digiskull?
Crackers.
Crackers.
Crackers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I may make
Cool.
a suggestion, I think his
sounds
name
good.
should be Soft Pretzel.
Shut up. Popcorn.
You know what you could do is, because you said crackers and you want it to be like nice and digi, so like, maybe you could add something like, because there's chips and then there's microchips, and those are kind of like crackers. Maybe you could work microchips into your what you do or what you look like, or are you a micro cracker instead of a microchip, like
What else, other than a fan of Digiskulls, do you do?
What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I help run a Digiskull fan blog, so that's kind of what I love to do the most. But I also I'm an animator, and I make cartoons for TV and for the internet.
About
What TV show?
relationship show.
Regular show.
Regular show.
I work on regular show at Cartoon Network, and I write and storyboard on that show.
What about Stone Quackers?
Stone crackers.
Stone Quackers, yeah. I used to work on a show called Stone Quackers, which you can watch on Hulu, and it's about a bunch of duck friends that skateboard and they pull pranks, and I storyboarded on every episode of that first season that's on Netflix, and it's super fun, super fun show.
Fist Head.
Fist it.
What is it?
What is?
Fist Head is it's going to be a show about he's an action hero who's addicted to justice, and he has a fist for a head, and he punches people with his head, and that's most of it. He's always kind of destroying stuff and ruining his brother's life, and right now I'm working on a pilot with Adult Swim, and we're kind of like halfway through the pilot process, and we're getting down to really making it right now.
Well, I see. When you mentioned ruining his brother's life, he just started pointing at me, so I think that means something.
Oh man, he got you.
Works for Cartoon Network.
Adult Swim,
Adult Swim.
Fox AD,
Fox AD.
HD.
80.
Yeah, no, I moved here 3 years ago, and I started working there at Fox ADHD, and first I made like internet shorts for them, and then I started working on a show, animating on a show called Lucas Brothers Moving Company, which was on FXX, and then I worked on Stone Quackers, and after that season of Stone Quackers ended, then I got picked up to start working on a regular show, and so I've been drawing stuff and writing dialogue for that show for a few months. I think I'm on my third episode of that show that I'm working on.
100 years ago, if you died, do you still get to be a Digiskull?
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, humans in this reality are still trying to catch up to the technology that Digiskulls have in the digital verse. And the Digiverse, or the digital verse, is the world that they live in. So once your skull is uploaded into the Digiverse, you're there and you have access to, all of the RAM and hard drive you can ever want. Your graphics card is infinity. It's like heaven, but for, basically nerds need a place where they're the coolest ones around, And so basically what happens is, if you've lived your life, through being smart and using your mind and being nice, you become the coolest Digiskull in the Digiverse. But if you're mean, or you're a bully, or you're a bad person, then you become what's called a megaspine. And megaspines are just a spine with a rib cage, and all they do is they have no head, and they're like a virus, and they go around the Digiverse and they try to corrupt other Digiskulls by plugging into them.
You don't want to be a mega spine, do you, Dave?
Hell no.
No one wants to be a megaspine.
Well, I have one question I think we all have. Do our pets get to come?
Do your pets get to come? I think that, yeah. I mean, if you got a good pet, I think that you're not always reunited with. You're not always reunited with your loved ones in the Digiverse. A lot of the times, you get uploaded into the Digiverse, and one, because you kind of live for infinity there, for forever, and two, because it's kind of randomly placed. A lot of people, when they become Digiskulls, forget about what they were like as a human, but it's very possible that your pets would go to the Digiverse, but you might not have that same dog in the Digiverse.
How many people or times can you die 4 years ago?
How many times can you die in the Digiverse?
Oh, no, you can. Once you're dead, you're just in the Digiverse, and you never have to die again. The worst thing that can happen to you is you can be corrupted by a megaspine, and that's kind of like your computer getting a virus. You can still get rid of the virus if you want to, but that's probably the worst thing that can happen. You only die once, and then you're uploaded into the Digiverse, and it's the best thing ever.
How much people in the universe?
How many Digiskulls are in the universe?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Do they come from other planets too?
Oh,
Do we
okay.
have to count them in?
That's a good question. I think no one's ever tried to count up all the Digiskulls. What happens is there's a lot of Digiskulls, and it's one of the best parts about it is because it's so big and there's so many places that it makes it so anybody can make up. You can make up a new place. You can make up a new kingdom that the Digiskulls live in and write about it. You can make up new Digiskulls, and what happens is when you go into the Digiverse, you come through basically what's called a Titan skull, which is a giant skull that's almost like a castle that all the other Digiskulls live in. And the reason that it happens is because those Digiskulls are very old and very powerful, and the data transference has the correct bandwidth through which lives can come in through there. So what happens is you're born into the Digiverse at a certain Titan skull, which is this giant kind of castle Digiskull, and that is what's called your network. And so it's like that's what a kingdom is in the Digiverse. It's called a network. And so you'll have like the swamp network, and it's like lots of like cool like swamp stuff, and then you'll have the outer border raiders network, and those are like like motorcycle Digiskulls and stuff. And then you have my favorite network, or my favorite Titan skull, is called the Great Willow, and it's this giant skull that looks like a weeping willow tree. And that is where we have some cartoon shorts online. And there's a character who is the king of the Digiskulls of that kingdom, and he's called the VHS King, and he's the king of all VHS tapes, and the king of all the Digiskulls in that kingdom. And he rules over them, and we have some shorts about him and his advisor Hans, and the things that they get into, because he's bored sometimes, and so he'll go. We have one short where he goes and he says, "I don't like what I look like anymore. I want to change my texture map. I want to change my skin," and so he gets gold skin, and so he's running around with gold skin, and he gets into some different things. But
I mean, that just sounds like ideal living to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, the best part about the Digiverse is it's as big as you can imagine it to be, and you can write new Digiskull stories, and you can make up new Digiskull worlds, and it's never, there's never like a set, like there's 100,000 Digiskulls in the Digiverse. It's like it's vast and unmeasurable, and it's only as big as your imagination can hold in it. So if you can imagine how many Digiskulls are in the Digiverse, that's how many there are.
I think that answers your question.
That answers every question you could possibly have about Digiskulls. My Digiskull is blown after that.
We thought you might enjoy this Digiskulls track.
Beep honk, I'm hacked again. This firewall just keeps emotions in. Did you fly? Did you fall? Got me floating like a Digiskull.
You know what? I did enjoy that. I very much enjoyed that.
I know what you mean, man.
And the thing is, you listen to that, and it's got that very soothing piano
It's relatable.
sound, that great voice. But then you pay attention to the lyrics, and it's like, oh, wow. But
This is how I feel.
that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like a Digiskull. I mean, he's really tapping into something.
I feel like I
No
want to
doubt.
be a I mean, it's something to strive towards.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Really, I mean,
It's definitely changed my outlook on the afterlife, what I expect, and what I want. And
well,
God, that
I know one
voice,
person that might be able to
voice.
help us out to become one. Even if just for a day, through prosthetics and makeup.
Oh,
Should we give her a call?
I think we should.
All right, let's get Beth Serpico on the line.
Hello.
How are you, Beth?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, Beth. I got a question for you.
Sure. What's up?
Why should you?
I'm a special effects makeup artist, so I sculpt, mold, apply, and paint my creations and turn them into masks or prosthetics.
What kind of costumes?
What kind of costumes?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've done a bunch of different ones. I've done a lot for set and for like Comic-Cons and stuff like that. So it all depends on like what the client needs, from like an old man to like a 7-foot creature.
What is favorite food?
What's what?
What is your favorite food?
Wait, your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yes.
Pickles, hands down, forever and ever. What's your favorite food?
Uh-oh.
Every I want.
Everything you want? How about just one?
Pepperoni pizza.
Okay. Pepperoni pizza?
I mean, I can get down with that. It's a solid choice.
You do, you act like that's your favorite food. Let's put it that way. How about this one?
What your favorite music?
Favorite what?
Music.
Music?
Yeah.
Do you know that that's a really hard question, David? I have a couple favorites. I really like Flying Lotus a lot, and I listen to him a lot while I'm sculpting, and I actually reached out to him once, kind of recently, the last time he was in New York, and I told him I wanted to collaborate with him, and he asked me to do a makeup for his concert that night, and unfortunately I wasn't prepared because I wasn't expecting anything. But hopefully soon that will be happening. That would be super rad. And I've been listening to the It Follows soundtrack a lot.
The what soundtrack?
It Follows.
I like that movie. It was interesting.
It was good. The music is really good too.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
Linkin Park.
Lincoln Park?
Linkin Park? All right.
Any other ones?
Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
Oh my god.
I know you guys are in a band.
Yeah. Got anything to say about your band, Dave?
Oh, we got Max Boot.
Max Boot, and what's the one that we're working on now?
I say, Tom say, Tom, you want this? You blew it.
Well, that's the one. Yeah, you're worthless. You blew it. That's David's new song about Tom. That's under the guise of Voodoo Medicine Man, right, Dave?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
What is the name of TV show?
I was on a show, a reality show called Face Off, and it's a competition show where you compete against the other people for who can do the best special effects makeup. I was on season 6, and I think it aired in like 2013. It was super scary because it was my first year doing effects ever.
It's good we're talking about this on the Halloween episode. Super
The what?
It's good we're talking about this on the Halloween episode, talking about scary.
Uh-oh. Who can do the spookiest makeup?
Uh-oh.
Are you guys dressed up as anything right now?
I'm dressed up as a slacker.
I'm a vagrant.
Oh.
And
I am WWE champion.
And David's a WWE champion.
Oh,
You know, our daily attire.
Okay, good.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
What's the craziest makeup design you ever created?
That I created or that I've seen created?
That you yourself created.
Probably the last one that me and my one of my partners, Tyler Green, he was also on the show Face Off. We did a bunch of like anime conventions and stuff, and they paid us to create this creature, and it was the first time I was really fabricating a lot, and we made homemade stilts, so he was 7 feet tall, and horns. He was like this giant orc creature. We didn't really have a name for him, but that was pretty wild, just like making sure he didn't break his ankles on homemade stilts the whole time. But it was a lot of fun. I love doing stuff like that, like making staffs and all that. It was pretty rad.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Got another question, Dave?
It's better.
Yeah.
What you dress for Halloween?
What am I dressing up for? On Halloween?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be Miss Argentina again from Beetlejuice.
Wow.
I wanted to be something really gross but colorful.
Gross.
Gross. Well, just talking to the microphone, man.
I bet.
Not so
Yeah,
I got one question for you.
only one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your craze for Halloween monsters?
What am I, what?
What kind of Halloween monsters have you created? Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Yeah.
Creating Halloween monsters. Have you made a Halloween kind of monster?
Yes.
On Halloween, it's not so much monsters for people. It's more like they generally want to be a zombie or face paint or stuff like that. When I'm making my own stuff, I'll make monsters. But on Halloween, people don't generally want to be that,
Okay.
sadly.
Do you get a lot of repeat requests of costumes? Is there a favorite of the masses?
Always. They always want to be sugar skulls. They always, skull makeups in general. And I absolutely refuse. I won't do it. Don't ask me to ever give you a zipper face.
A zipper face?
Yeah. No.
And how
Never.
many times do you get asked to do that? Is that a common?
Last year, I worked outside of Halloween Adventure from 8 a.m. till 4 a.m. pretty much. And I want to say, like, 10 people asked me within, like, not even, I couldn't tally the entire day. This was just, like, in the beginning of the day. And no, I would talk them into something else.
That's great.
No way.
If you were turned into something, what would it be?
What do you want to be, Dave?
Oh, Hulk.
The Hulk?
The Hulk?
I'm a red Tom Nielsen.
You're not a far cry from that now.
That'd be good. That'd be a good one.
It could be fun.
That'd be a good one.
What's your favorite monster that you've seen?
Freaky style.
Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a classic.
Freaky style.
Is that your Frankenstein, Dave?
Yes.
That's his
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
That was good.
Oh my god.
Can you? Yeah, is that your Frankenstein impression?
Yes.
I like it.
So you do something. I bet.
What are you guys doing for Halloween?
Oh. Well, you want to tell her, Dave?
Uh-huh.
What are we doing?
Zachary will be a baseball player.
I'm not being a baseball player. We've been doing every night, like the past 3 or 4 years, we've been doing like a walk-in, like haunted house at our house for the trick-or-treaters, but oftentimes people won't come in to like, you know, we can get a few people, but it's usually not everybody to like come in and like experience it. Beth, were you gonna say something? I think I cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying that was one of my first jobs in the special effect industry was haunted houses.
Oh, okay. Was that down
So
at
those
the
are-
Norwood Park, or did you did other ones too?
Well, Norwood Park was in high school, so
Yeah,
technically
well,
that was
kinda
my
the
first
genesis?
one.
Is that where the idea came from, though?
Kinda. I just always loved haunted houses, but
Oh, okay.
right after I graduated, I applied for a haunted house and surprisingly got it. And
What
the
one was
theme
that?
was killers, and it was based on serial killers.
Okay. So it wasn't like it's not one of the established places. It was someone that just wanted to do a haunted house or something, or.
Oh no, it was. It was in New York, in Manhattan. It was called Nightmare New York.
Oh, cool.
And they did killers, and it was just like a different take on a haunted house. And people protested it. It was really funny.
Really? Why was the
Yeah.
protest?
They said that we were glorifying serial killers, and
Oh,
the
of course.
owner was saying like, no, he was portraying them as monsters.
From the phone, it sounded like you said you were glorifying serial killers.
Oh,
Damn.
they did that on their own.
Beth, I have a question. I have probably my last question. Is it harder to scare people in New York?
No.
Okay.
No, because there's tons of gullible people. I mean, of course, you're going to have, like, the Brooklyn dude who's like, that's not scary because life is scary. But then you're going to have, like, other people. There's so many people, you can at least get, like, a couple. And we had, like, a count of, like, how many people peed their pants or, like, puked that night.
Is it a big number, a high number?
Yeah, the one night I think we had, like, 15.
50 people
So it was cool.
that peed their pants?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And puked.
And puked. Oh, wow. Jeez.
Yeah, it was fun.
For sure. So, Dave, do you have any last question or no?
Hey, man,
Got something?
Yeah.
the people don't like scare spiders.
Are people scared
People-
of spiders?
I'm scared of spiders, for sure. Are you?
Always.
No? What?
He said always.
Always? Same.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
see you later, alligator.
See you later, alligator.
Hey, how about another song?
And now let's get to our special edition Spooky News. David? What's news?
A rising skull.
Asteroid skull?
Yeah.
You're talking about the asteroid skull.
asteroid skull.
The skull-shaped asteroid
mean,
they found.
You look at it this way, man. I mean, this is my 2 cents on it. You got this asteroid coming towards Earth. I mean, yeah, that's freaky enough. And of course, people, just seeing faces on everything. Oh, it looks like a skull. I think it's just a marketing scheme.
Well, it looks like they're saying that it's a dead comet, and that's why it has a high enough reflectivity to kind of have that look.
Even
It
more.
gives you that spooky look.
Even more. People just see faces everywhere. I mean, I could look at this wood grain, and I could see a quarter. Oh, that is a quarter. I could see, I could look at this microphone grain, and I could see, like a
see
cross.
what you see.
I see the Star of David. That's how conspiracy.
I see David.
I see David.
David, what's next?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Lose a brain has no fear of spurs.
Oh, the guy who lost some of his
so again
brain
at this.
and also lost the fear of spiders.
This guy was suffering from some catastrophic seizures, and he had to get his amygdala removed. Now, the amygdala is deep inside the brain, all right? So, you got to get in there.
For sure.
So, he wanted to get rid of these seizures that he was having caused by sarcoidosis. But, and this is a plus, left him without his crippling fear of spiders.
I think there's some people who may go under the knife just to lose that fear.
Just for that reason. I mean, David, you hate spiders, right?
No.
You don't?
I mean,
Not
you
worse.
said it a little earlier.
You do hate spiders.
This,
Regardless.
regard.
I hate spiders. Most of the listeners out there hate spiders. I'm just saying, consider some invasive surgery. Might help.
For sure.
What's next on the list, buddy?
David.
I don't people.
The hot dog
Hot
people.
dog.
Well,
How about this one?
There's that, the book, The Soylent Green, and
Soylent Green is people.
Every day we get closer and closer, and here we are. 2% of the samples tested
All
in
samples
this study
tested.
of hot dogs. 2/3 of the vegetarian samples.
So you guys thinking, you're doing better for the environment? Yo, you're eating
Human
children.
DNA.
Eating children. All right. Is this really what our tax dollars are going towards? You're gonna wind up in a bun with relish, ketchup, and mustard on you. Just think about that while you're trick or treating.
Seriously. Things to think about.
And that's the
Spooky news. And by the way, that song at the break was Mota Box by Voodoo Medicine Man.
A tasty one indeed. Definitely
Indeed.
one to add to the stash.
That is indeed true.
You know
What's going on?
I don't know, man. It's so it's that Halloween time of year. It's that sort of weird crossover where it's like Halloween's here, but people are just getting focused on, the next set of holidays. The Christmas decorations are starting to go up.
Fuck
the
holidays, man.
Thanksgiving turkeys are starting to go up.
It's all corporations.
It's all, it's all corporations, but it's
the
like,
point. I mean, what's it? I was reading Newegg's already, that website, electronics. They're already billing everything as an early Black Friday sale. I mean, what's it all mean?
Money. It means money,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like everything. I guess I'm being a dead horse, but it's all money. So you go to work and you're like talking to these people, even like people you like working with and all that stuff. It's just like, you know what? If it wasn't for money,
it wouldn't even be here.
Wouldn't even matter.
Wouldn't
Wouldn't care about you
doing
people.
something fun. I mean,
It's just weird
money's
how
a vice.
it's weird how money
Scotch in a pie.
drives people away, but in that weird sort of way, it brings
us-
people together that you
Yeah.
otherwise wouldn't
Well, it
have.
stops people from doing what they want to do, but in a weird way, it also
It
motivates them.
motivates, brings people
it's,
together.
It's really just it's an energy vampire.
Yeah.
It's a contract. It's a magical spell.
It's just there. Like it's too big. It's ridiculous. I mean, if you think about it, money is just ridiculous looking, but it's just like, well, yeah, that's money.
Yeah, it's just
Money's
a thing.
there.
People,
Here's a
don't
$5
don't even
bill.
think
Yep.
twice. It's just it's got value. It's a thing.
Got value.
Just the way it is for now. I suppose.
For now, of course.
For now.
And-
Until next time.
Until the digital revolution begins.
And
of
true.
course.
Speaking of digital revolution, might be time to get back to see what Sean Glaze is up to.
Yeah, let's see what Sean's up to.
Yeah, let's back to you.
What you be for Halloween?
What am I being for Halloween? I think, coincidentally, I'm going to be a Digiskull. I think I'm going to wear a black suit so that you can't see my body, and I'm just going to look like a floating skull. Before we go, it would be cool to possibly make you a Digiskull, Dave. If I could get your Digiskull name and a few powers that you'd have, we could make you a Digiskull.
So we were thinking, we remember the Digiskull name earlier. You were thinking crackers. You want something, more techno, like. Well, you're not necessarily a microchip. I would call you more of a mega chip. What do you think?
Cracker mega chip.
Cracker What, like you might have a two-name thing? What do you think, Dave? What's your opinion?
Your name can be as long as you want it to be.
Got any ideas?
Suppressor.
Okay, so let's see. Let's put this in order. Let's mega chip soft pretzel or soft mega pretzel chip, soft mega I don't know.
Soft? No, that's good. Soft mega pretzel chip. And okay, so let me get. Can you think of any like digital powers or any cool things you'd want your Digiskull to have? You could have a rocket launcher. You could have a cool, whatever. You could have a cool like eye patch. You could have. Are there any attacks that you could do as a Digiskull?
Like shut down people all power off.
Shut down everybody else's powers?
Yeah.
Damn.
Shut down others. So maybe he has an off switch, and when you flick that switch, everyone else's powers go off.
Make it some noise.
It makes noise? What kind of noises?
Like rock.
Oh, it plays music?
Maybe it has speakers on it.
Okay, it's got speaker. Oh, there you go. Maybe speakers on its head? Is that its hair? Or speakers?
Yeah.
Its hair is speakers.
How many people are their lives
What people?
around the country?
How many people around the country? What?
How many people their lives at universe?
Okay.
Whew. Right now, the fan base is growing, and it's kind of what I am as a fan of Digiskulls is I'm a medium through which these Digiskulls, or the essence of these Digiskulls, is coming to the surface. It's kind of like they, speaking of Halloween, it's kind of like they're a ghost of like your relative. And sometimes in movies, you have a person that comes and he helps that ghost talk to a real person. And so what I am is I'm a person who's bringing Digiskulls that already exist to the surface for everyone to love. So and not everybody knows how to do that. And so some people are fans of it, or some people think they're cool, or some people think they're funny, and there's some people who are Digiskull mediums who draw Digiskulls or make up new stories or write cool Digiskull songs. And we have a fan base that's growing. And if you go on our site, you can see people in videos that are singing about Digiskulls and doing reviews of Digiskulls, like on video. And I've, there's been a band that we've set up a live projection of a bunch of Digiskulls in the back of them while they're playing, and everybody saw it. And so now it's kind of just up to everybody to say, oh, wow, Digiskulls are the coolest thing I ever seen in my whole life. So now I got to share it with all my friends, and then they share it with their friends. And so I don't know the exact number of people that know about Digiskulls, but I think it's growing.
Well, we're certainly happy to help spread the word. I believe there was one other question you had, something about books, Mr. David?
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
Read books.
What are your favorite?
What's your favorite book?
What's my favorite book? Let me think. I actually read more comic books than real books. Right now, let me think. I'm gonna walk over to my bookshelf and give you the lowdown. Right now, I am reading stuff by Michael DeForge. He's a comic book artist, and he does a series of books called Lose. I believe also he worked on Adventure Time at one point for a little bit as a designer. But his books are really cool. Speaking of Halloween, if you want to read some scary comic books, you should look up Junji Ito, and he's a Japanese artist. It's spelled Junjiito, and he makes these crazy Japanese horror comics they're all scary short stories.
He was one of my favorites. Didn't he have one? It was had something to do with the spiral and stuff like that.
Yeah. And everybody's turning into spirals, and the sky is filling, and it's some cool stuff. Then if you want something kind of raunchy, something kind of like violent, you can look up Johnny Ryan. He has a series of books called Prison Pit that are cool. And I also read a comic by it's by John Layman and Rob Guillory, and it's called Chew. And that's about a
Chew
detective.
or shoe?
It's called Chew, like you chew your food.
Okay.
And it's about a detective who can solve crimes by biting into things, and you can see the things past. So he could bite into a person and see what they did if they did something bad. And I read some Japanese comics or manga. And one I read is called Berserk. And the art in that is very cool. I have 2 Berserk tattoos. And I also love a comic called One Piece, which is about pirate.
What's your favorite subject?
Subject?
Yeah.
In school?
In school or in general?
And regional.
In general.
In general, I like art a lot. I like to draw, and I make cartoons that move. And so that's kind of like magic, and I like doing that. And then I make music. I play guitar and I sing in a band and I make a lot of music for my cartoons. So I would say probably art and music.
It sounds like you, Dave.
That's fine with me, Sean.
It's fine with you.
Okay, Sean. I will see you later. And I hope happy Halloween and trick or treat. Love you. Bye.
Happy Halloween, trick or treat. Love you. Bye.
Yeah, brother.
And we'd like to thank our guests for being on the show today.
Great sports for being on this inaugural broadcast of Codell Radio.
It was our first go at this. It's I think it went well.
I wasn't as spooked as I thought I would be, and
still pretty spooked.
I was spooked totally,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as spooky of an endeavor as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we came out. We're still here.
We came out
We're
whole.
still here.
And we'll be checking in once a month. We'll be checking in once a month with some new stuff.
Yeah.
Some new people to talk to, and just remember,
those people could be you.
those people could be you. If you do anything interesting, cool, or just plain weird, hey,
Drop us a line.
we'd like to talk to you.
Yeah. Visit our Facebook at facebook.com/CodeLRadio for more information. Send us a message. Talk to us. Engage. We're here for you.
And I think with that, we're gonna leave you with one of our originals.
One of our original songs. We're gonna play you something out.
And just remember, just 'cause Halloween's over, doesn't mean you got to stop being spooky. Take care.
David. Okay. What song you want to sing about? Come on. What books do you get from the library? You go to the library, right? Yeah. And you get a book, right? What's it about?
Hey, shut your mouth!
If you want, 'cause I know what kind of books you get. You get the big books, lots of words.
Shut your mouth!
Pictures on the cover, because that's your cover.
Shut your mouth! We're talking about things and damn books!
Need them to know you don't want them to know. You don't need them to know.
Tom Nielsen,
Ask you,
your boy is making a liar. Tom Nielsen, please stop this right now. Stop it.
Do you write them down?
Stop!
Word for word.
Stop! Stop it!
Would you give them to me?
Stop it now! Stop it! Stop! 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 Stop!
Do you get
Stop!
Stop
it! Stop!
books?
Stop! Say it!
From the library, could you lend me a couple of books? Could you lend me a couple of words? 'Cause I'm all out on
Shut your
words.
mouth!
Could you lend me a couple of sentences and I'll write
Shut your mouth!
Can you write me a couple paragraphs and I'll...
Stop it! Chill!
What kind of are they books about the world? Are books big fantasy? What kind of books do you get?
Stop! Stop it! Stop! Stop!
Stop! Ideas?
Stop it!
Are they books
Stop it!
about
Eat your pizza right now. Tom, who the hell sound be?
Oh, would you keep it to yourself?
Tom, you all sound like a